So one of the most important things that will help you if it's noisy and you're trying to listen to someone you really want to hear is your eyes. They are your best friend. Everybody lip reads. Even if you think you don't, you do. So make sure you can see the other person very clearly. If there's something in the way, like a floral display in a tabletop, for example, move it. If the light's blinding you and you can't see them clearly, or they can't see you, change the lighting or move your position. Anything that will help you see better will help you hear better, paradoxically. So the next time that you feel tempted to move closer to someone and turn your ear to them to hear them better, don't do that. Instead, watch them more carefully. It will be more helpful to you than turning your ear to them. Something else to bear in mind is the distance between you and whatever you want to listen to, whether that's a radio or a person. The further you are away from that source, the harder it will be to hear, because the sound will be quieter. And if you move twice as far away as you are, it will be 4 times harder to hear. So if you're struggling, because there's a lot of background noise or because the volume is too low, then if you can turn the volume up, of course do that. But if you can't, and human beings don't come with a volume switch, so if you're trying to listen to a person, that's not going to be an option, then if you can, move closer. That will have the same effect as turning the volume up, and it will make it easier to hear. And something to remember that can really help any noisy or challenging listening situation is that nobody catches everything in any conversation. So give yourself permission to guess a little bit. If you think you've got it, then keep going. The context may help, and it may help to clarify things. If you think you haven't got it and it really matters, then stop that person and say, "Excuse me, could you say that again?" That's fine. Much better to do that than to have a blank look, and they will know when you are not following, just as you will know if they are doing the same thing. So be happy to guess. And the other thing to do is to be aware that if someone is speaking really, really fast, it's very hard to follow them. It's hard to listen, it's hard to lip read. A neat trick to slow someone down who's talking too fast is slow yourself down first, because we're programmed to be in sync with the person we're speaking to. So if you start speaking a little bit slower, I don't mean very slowly like this, just a little slower, they will almost always automatically slow down a little bit as well, and that will make it much easier for you. It will give your brain time to process the sound and the vision. It will give your brain time to fill in the gaps. It will give your brain time as well to store it in memory a little better. So keeping your speed in mind is worthwhile.